Meanwhile, we're learning new details about the suspect, Shamsuddin Jabbar. Authorities say he drove the pickup into the crowd and opened fire before being shot dead by police. Jabbar is an Army veteran born and raised in Texas, and we're just learning that investigators have finished searching his home in Houston. Brooke Taylor is there right now. Brooke, to you.
Hi, Molly. The FBI SWAT teams were here overnight. They have officially cleared this area. This trailer park behind me is where records show his most recent address was listed to. So we're starting to learn more about who he was. The FBI says that he was posting disturbing videos on social media just hours before this attack, saying that he was inspired by ISIS. He had this desire to kill. Authorities also say there was an ISIS flag found in his car. So again, this trailer park overnight, we have video of where SWAT and the FBI swarmed for hours until late into the night. Officials also spent hours clearing everyone out who lives nearby, just taking precautions. So here's what we're learning. Shamsuddin Jabbar was a U.S. citizen from Texas. According to the FBI, he served in the Army between 2007 and 2015 as a human resource and IT specialist. He was deployed to Afghanistan for a year during that time. Then he stayed in the Army Reserve as an IT specialist until 2020 before he was honorably discharged. Now, in 2020, he posted this YouTube video here pitching himself as a real estate agent in the Houston area, claiming that his military experience would help.
I learned the meaning of great service and what it means to be responsive and take everything seriously, dotting I's and crossing T's to make sure that things go off without a hitch. So I've taken those skills and applied them to my career as a real estate agent, where I feel like what really sets me apart from other agents is my ability to be able to, one, be a fierce negotiator.
Well, court records show he was having big money problems, racking up tens of thousands of dollars in debt after a failed real estate career. Now, he was married twice. During his divorce filings, he mentioned that he could not keep up with his house payments anymore and child support. In 2020, a Texas judge granted his second wife a temporary restraining order against him. The order required him to stay far away from making threats or causing any physical harm to her or their children. Authorities also revealed that he rented the truck he used in the attack right here in Houston. I was able to speak to the truck owner on the phone. He confirmed to us that he used the Turo app, an app which does not require you to meet face to face. Now, there is a mosque just down the road, literally 1 minute away from here, but the community leaders have told everyone there not to speak to the media, telling them to stay united. So we continue to learn more about the suspect, and of course, we'll keep everyone updated on the very latest, Molly.
Brooke Taylor right there on the ground as investigators look for answers and also potentially any other suspects in this case. Brooke, thank you. Rich?
Molly, let's bring in retired FBI agent Bobby Chacon. And Bobby, thanks for joining us this morning. I want to start with some of the details that President Biden shared about this attack.
The FBI also reported to me that mere hours before the attack, he posted videos on social media indicating that he was inspired by ISIS, expressing a desire to kill, The ISIS flag was found in his vehicle, which he rented to conduct this attack. Possible explosives were found in the vehicle as well, and more explosives were found nearby.
Bobby, does that sound to you like someone who was just inspired by ISIS or actually received help from what's left of the organization?
Well, my personal belief, and thanks for having me, Rich, is that it's inspired by ISIS. I'm not sure he received any actual assistance from ISIS. He may have. I mean, then certainly they're looking hard into that. But the worldwide situation with ISIS is they're really busy trying to take over Syria. And that's their focus right now. In fact, 2 weeks ago, I think on December 19th, CENTCOM had a precision airstrike against an ISIS leader in Syria and killed 2 operatives from ISIS. Now, this individual may have known that, and this may be the last straw. I mean, you mentioned earlier in your reporting the marital problems, the financial problems, everything was mounting up on him. He's already, radicalizing with ISIS sympathies. And then this airstrike takes out 2 operatives from ISIS less than 2 weeks ago. I don't know if that incident had anything to do with him kind of flipping over that line, but certainly he was. And by the way, releasing that video hours before is a very ISIS trademark. They normally do a video from the person doing the suicide mission, and then it's either released right after the mission or just before the mission. That is a very common ISIS tactic. And they actually tell people when they're trying to put online radicalization materials out there to do that, to say, hey, make sure you claim ISIS sympathies when you do this, make a video and release it. So, I mean, all of this has the hallmarks of online radicalization being pushed by ISIS. Was a very sophisticated organization. They make videos, they put material out there. They kind of know how to radicalize people online. They know what to put out. And then it's just like fishing. It's somebody is going to take that hook if they're in the right lifestyle situation, if they're down on their luck like this guy was, financially, marital problems. He's probably the perfect individual that would be subject to that kind of online radicalization.
How does federal law enforcement even begin to combat that?
Yeah, that's a tough question. That's the million-dollar question, Rich, and that's the issue. You don't know who these people are. You know, everybody has problems, and everybody, has marital problems, financial problems. None of these are very unique. So it's hard to spot people that might be going down that radicalization road. I mean, you can monitor the dark web. You can monitor some of the ISIS materials. You have to do it on their end because you can't monitor every American that's having financial or marital problems, right? First of all, it's unconstitutional. But you can monitor the ISIS material and who's consuming it.
Right.
Again, that's a very hard job. There's a lot to do with that on the internet. And so that's how you can get to that, by watching their materials and who's consuming it.
Bobby, do you see any relation between what happened in New Orleans and the Tesla explosion at the Trump Hotel in Las Vegas?
Other than, it's really odd that they both were rented through the same app. Other than that, I really don't. And I think they're mirror opposite types of attacks. So in New Orleans, you had somebody hell-bent on a body count. He wanted to kill as many people as possible. He drove down and mowing down people until he couldn't drive anymore. Then he hopped out with a gun and started shooting. In Las Vegas, he parked in a place that wasn't very populated. And on the videos of that massive explosion, you don't see anybody else there. He had a truck that was going to send the force up and not out. I mean, the windows of that hotel just feet away weren't even shattered. So it was, if he wanted to kill people in Las Vegas, he would have taken that truck somewhere else. There's plenty of places in Vegas to take that truck, outside another hotel where people are queuing up for a show or something. Would have easily been his target if. So there were mirror opposite intentions to these attacks. And that's what makes me think they may not be connected.
Yeah, I mean, he could have driven the truck 3 blocks away and he would have been run on Las Vegas Boulevard. Bobby Chacon, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Rich. Thanks.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.